All right, so I'm back. It's Friday night, so obviously the market is closed. Hey, oh yeah, obviously the market is closed, but I wanted to go over what the plan is gonna be effectively moving forward. So, excuse me while I eat my pecan pie and ice cream. But yeah, so basically we're just gonna be going over what the plan is gonna be moving forward for the next infinite number of weeks. So, to make that a little bit easier, and hey, let's bring back potato because yeah, I don't know. I think it was so that I could see what was on the screen. I forgot to bring my little icon back. Also, where is the music? 1 second. Okay, so really, it's very simple. And also, since I figured out how to draw lines, make drawings global across charts, it has made my life that much easier. Also, I might get rid of this because it doesn't need to be there, but I don't know because this was the original one. Like this was the original chart and then this was 2 and 3. So if I say that I only want 2, I don't know what that's going to look like in terms of is it going to get rid of the last one that I put on. I don't want to deal with that. So we're not using this chart in the upper left corner. Okay, first of all, before we get into it, pecan pie is amazing. I used to hate it. I didn't like how sweet it was. The kind that I had at first, it was way too sweet. Didn't like the consistency. I was like, what is all that glop in the middle? Um, but no, it's actually delicious. Anyways, so breakdown is of this session. Gonna keep it relatively short. I'm just gonna outline what I did today and what I'll be doing moving forward as far as tracking trades. We're not gonna have our traditional, where is it? Where did that go? Yes, we're not gonna have, let me bring it up because it's over here. I'll be right back. Gonna grab some water. Okay, so first of all, let me just say something real quick. I finished my pie. No, so I mean, really, what I like to do, and this is about eating. What I like to do is so let's say I'm about to eat dinner or I'm about to eat like a late lunch because I don't really eat dinner. So let's say I'm about to eat a late lunch. So what I'll do is I'll take a bite of something sweet. It doesn't have to be, I'm not eating a whole slice of something. I'm just taking a bite because what that does is it makes me thirsty. Like all of that pie, I'm like chugging water. So I'll take just a bite. Then that'll make me thirsty. Then I chug a bunch of water, like one of those 16.9 fluid ounce bottles of water. Standard. Anyways, so I'll start chugging some water. Well, now my stomach's full up on water. So then when I go and I eat lunch, I'm already like full. So I don't even want to eat that much. And then I finish lunch off with an apple. So the apple has water in it. So that makes me even more full. And so I'm just like, ugh, okay, good. So yeah, that's kind of my routine for eating when I don't want to eat a ton of food because I need to get back into shape. Yeah, okay, that was not what we came here to talk about. So, what did we come here to talk about? Yes, trading, obviously. So, remember that whole thing that we did, and we came out at the end with a negative equity curve. We came out losing $7,700 after basically 100 trades. So, because of that, I determined, nah, we're not gonna. Sure, there were some great days. There were 100% days, there were 93% days, but a single 40% day and a 68% day is what sent it over into the deep end, right? All you need are a few, just a couple, right? Because overall it was good. It was in the 80s, 90s, hundreds, and you have one. If you couldn't even see very well, we have 2 days where it was below suboptimal or whatever. 2 bad days wiped out. How many good days? One day, yeah. 1 second. Hold up. Yeah, so yeah, it's 10, that's 9. So out of like 9 trading days, 2 bad days. I think that's 9. Cause that's 10 minus 1. So yeah, 9. So out of 9 trading days, 100 trades. Actually, there technically was more. And if we had counted even more, these 100% days probably would not be that. So, out of 9 trading days, it only took 2 bad days to wipe out 7 good days. So that really is not good at all. And, a lot of it was arbitrary. So we decided, and I talked about this yesterday, or did I stream yesterday? I think I did. Okay. No, I did. Yeah. Okay. So that's why we're focusing on a little different. So we're not going to be using this spreadsheet. I may come and make a spreadsheet later, but we're not going to be actively doing a spreadsheet. So what I'm going to be doing instead is this. So this, you see all these little lines and things, and I wrote notes and all of that. So basically, after every trading session, I will be taking a screenshot and putting it in a folder, and I'm gonna be getting a what is it? I'm gonna be getting a what's it called? A printer, so that when I print these, so when I take a screenshot, I'm actually gonna print these out and I can put it in like a binder, so I can have a physical copy I can scroll through, take notes on, handwritten notes on. Okay, so this is the one I took from today. Let me open that. Let's bring it over. Okay, so this is what I took today. Let's make it bigger. Make sure we can see it. Yeah, that's basically the same thing that we were just looking at, but it's not completed, obviously. Okay, hold on. Oh. Okay, so this is what I saw, and as you can see, let's go back to the original. Let's go back to the actual chart. What happened? I stopped looking at it right about when. Hold up, where is the picture? So I stopped looking at it right when it was about to come up here. So it was about right here. It hadn't come up and touched this. So I think it did drop. So let's see. Yeah, so we were here, and then it came all the way back up, and then it continued to drop throughout the entire day, right? And the short was honestly here or here, but it dropped the entire day, and then it just kind of leveled off and didn't really do anything major after that. But that's what happened. But I only took a screenshot of right after I traded, so I don't know what time this was. It was this one. It was this candle, this little red one. So it was at 8:45. Okay. So this is what I will be doing, is taking a screenshot after every single one where we want to print them out, so that we can have a physical, but so that we can have a physical that we can write on and take notes and really kind of, I do want to type out kind of what I was thinking and what I was doing, but I also don't want to, I don't want to be doing too much, because this is the morning, this is the open, and I also have work, so I can't be spending all of my time, yeah, I can't really be spending too much time, you know, going rehashing everything. So that's why it's gonna be important to kind of just explain it, well, to kind of give a brief explanation and then come back later and write it out. So let's zoom in just a little bit so we could see this. So first thing I did around 8, and this is what we're gonna do. So around 8:25, I came in and I drew out the high and the low of the pre-market session. So that's like the hour before the open, so between 7:30 and 8:30. So I draw out the high and the low. So we had our high and our low. This was a kind of a tight range. Some of the ranges I was seeing, you know, before, they were like pretty wide. You had stuff all the way up here and there's a lot of expansion, but it was kind of a tight range. You know, we just kind of, we dropped before the pre-market, and then we just kind of, during pre-market, we just settled into like a range. We didn't really go anywhere. So then I drew the lines. Okay, so then we opened, right? We opened, and oh, I guess I can zoom in. Nice. All right, so we opened and I saw immediately, we kind of did this thing and we pressed down. Okay, we're coming down to the bottom of the pre-market range. That's good. We broke it, and then we had this little doji candle here suggesting that maybe we would turn around, but we did not. So now let's go over to our friends. Okay, so now let's go over to the Renko bricks, because this is where we're actually taking the trades on, is over here. So let's kind of zoom out just a little bit. Whoa. Okay, so what happened? So first, this was that drop that we saw and we broke, and then we had that doji candle where we came back up, and then we hit that, and then we came down. This could have been an entry, and I say could have been because we are red, and we came up and we retested that, and then we appeared to drop. I did not enter, and as you'll see on the other one, I did take paper trades, but I'll talk about that in a second. Okay, so we dropped. I was looking for actually a buy back up to, because here's what I was looking at a trap and then a buy back up, because if you're wanting to sell, you're like, oh, here's a pullback, you enter a sell. You see another pullback, you're like, oh no, I missed the move, so you're trying to get in. Well, this is when it reverses. This is when you want to take a trade. And I said right here, sellers trapped long back to the pre-market low. MACD agrees. This is what we were looking for, not just a buy signal, because this was one, but you actually want to see that the MACD agrees that we're getting that selling momentum. And this is where you want, buying momentum. We're losing selling momentum, because as you can see, at each point where we sold down lower, here's the MACD, then at this point it's here, and then it's here. So there's some divergence, you know. We're not looking for a complete reversal, we're just looking for a buy, at least back up to here. And so that's what ended up happening. We ended up getting in a trade right around, where did I get in? I don't remember. I think because I saw this and this, and so I would have been 1, 2, probably got in like right here, and then got a quick buy back up at least to the moving average, 21 moving average, and then I got out. Then I was a little hasty and I tried to sell. What did I try? I tried to sell somewhere, but then it bought and then it sold, but I kind of got, I don't know why. I was paper trading, I don't know why. But I thought, oh, you know, I think I tried selling this or something. And I think it did pull up and I was like, and then I got out, but then it ended up going. But I think more so the point was that, because all of this happening right here is what was happening. Let's see. Shouldn't try to bring it over again. Yeah, I'm trying to, wish I could see all of this a little bit better. All right, so yes, so as you can see, right, what's happening right in this little area is what's also happening right here in this area. So, okay, so back to where we were. Okay, so as you can see what happened, and then we ended up selling for the rest of the day until we settled into another range. So that's the general idea, is I'm gonna basically write commentary about what I saw was happening at the time, and then I'll come back and I'll do maybe more of a journaling entry, kind of, you know, shorthanded, about what I was thinking. Because what I was thinking when this happened, I was like, okay, short off of the low. But then I was like, oh, but that would be a very easy sell trap, you know, make sellers think, aha. I mean, it's very clean, right? Oh, we broke, we tested, we dropped, sell, right? But that also, all of this happened within the 15-minute range, because a lot of people will trade the 15-minute range, and all of this that happened up until this last candle, which is where I bowed out, all of this is the 15-minute range. So a lot of people are waiting for this to all happen and close and be done before they start looking for trades. There's nothing wrong with that, it's just not what we're doing. Okay, so that's the idea. As you can see, nothing has changed. The strategy in and of itself has not changed, right? We're still trading Renko, have been trading Renko since June, but just the structure. I wanted more structure, because before I was randomly coming in at like 7:30 at night and you're looking for trades for an hour, and then all of the trades that I'm looking for become arbitrary because it's like, it's just a random time. But trading at this time, there's structure. We're looking for key levels, and this same setup, right? This setup, I have looked back and I have seen promising results. However, I want to do it in real time. So that is why we will be switching to, instead of streaming at 7:30, because sometimes I'm busy at night, I'm busy or I'm tired. So instead of streaming at 7:30 at night, we'll start around 8:10 to 8:20 in the morning, and then go until probably just before 9, until, if there's a trade, there's a trade. If there's not, there's not. But that's gonna be the new schedule. Yeah, and I think it'll work better just for my time and everything. Okay, so enough on that. That's what we were looking at. Okay, so now that we're out of there, let's actually go into this chart and see what I actually did. So this is where you could have shorted, right? But we didn't. And then I ended up taking a long. So I ended up taking a long here, but it put me in because of just the speed of the move and everything, because that was like a 2-second thing. So because of the speed, it ended up throwing me in all the way up here, which was not really great at all. Could have waited for a pullback and then an entry. But yeah, so it really, yeah, so it gave me a bad fill, and because of the bad fill, I was down probably like, I don't know, probably down like 1200, I think, before it ended up going up. But yeah, it just gave me a bad fill. And you know, you see this punch down and you're like, oh no, a rejection. But I didn't buy that as a rejection of this, although it looked like it could have been, but it wasn't, because I was hoping we get closer to that. So yeah, so that one was okay. I think maybe waiting for like this could have been better, or getting in just a little sooner, like right here, would have been better for drawdown purposes. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't really bad. So now on to the last topic, which is the paper trading, right? I have this paper trading account, okay? Let's go to the paper trading account. Basically, on the paper trading account, that is 9 million, because I put in like 100,000 contracts because I was down like a ton, and I was like, I'm gonna make all this back. So I literally put in 100,000 contracts. I was like, because look at all that red. Yeah, I think I was just chasing chop at that when I saw that red. Anyways, we don't want to be doing that for real. But anyways, so what I'm saying is, I don't want to paper trade anymore. Paper trading is good for, you know, testing out things, testing new things, maybe getting a feel for like how the mechanics work, or the buttons and stuff, and how to set stops. Like, paper trading was good when I was learning how to trade and I didn't know what did what. Paper trading was fun. But we know how to trade, we know what the buttons do, we know what our strategy is. So paper trading is no more. There's no more paper trading. I'm saying that now after today. But yeah, there's no more paper trading, because you know what? Worst case scenario, I enter a trade and I have to go and I have to buy another $20 eval. Worst case scenario, I have to go buy another $20 eval. The world is not ending. Best case scenario, I don't have to buy another eval. Okay, so we will not be paper trading any longer. If I see a trade, I'm going to enter on my account. If the account goes bye-bye, that's sad, but we'll just start again, because my goal, I would like to make $100,000 this year. I'd like to make $100,000 this year. And I know it sounds like a big number, sounds arbitrary, just randomly throwing out numbers, but that's not the case, you know. I've been saying, oh, I'm gonna do this, that, and the third, and I'm always too scared, you know. One thing that my brother did say that was halfway decent, because he said a lot of things. I don't agree with a lot of his method, but one thing that he did say that I will give him some credit for is he said he was trading, and he casually said, and at the time it kind of hurt, but it was true. He said, you'll never make 100,000. I think it was like, you'll never make the big bucks because you don't risk anything. You don't. You see, he risked things and he made 40 grand in 2 weeks, but then obviously he lost it all, but he still made it, right? And so that the point of that is saying that the point of that is not saying like, oh, you know, you're a terror. No, the point of that is saying that he was right. You know, I will never make the big bucks because I don't risk anything. You have to be willing to risk. And if I can't risk $20 on an account, then how am I supposed to get in trades with size and make, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in a trade? I can't, right? If I can't even risk $20, having to spend $20 to get a new eval and $60, $70 to activate it. If I'm not willing to risk $80, then how am I gonna be risking to make 5,000? It's not gonna happen. And so he's very much right in that one aspect. And that thing that stuck with me because it was harsh, but it was very true. It was very true. I cannot make money if I don't risk. And I didn't risk, and I haven't been risking. I've been paper trading. And it's like I have this strategy, and all I needed was some structure around the strategy, not an arbitrary time like, I'm gonna trade at 7:30, or I'm gonna trade between 10 and 12. Like, those are just arbitrary times. They have nothing to do with anything. But having something that's based off of structure, that has momentum because it's at the open and there's volatility, yes, it makes it a little more scary because it's like, I know things are moving so fast. They are moving so fast. That's why you have to be decisive, and you can't just sit there. And I know what I'm looking for. I know what I want. So it's just a matter of going for it and just do it. So that was the last thing. No more paper trading. There will be no more paper trade anything. So that will be that. Okay. So that's all I have for today. I am gonna do one last thing, because I know we're not gonna be doing our nightly routine anymore, and I kind of miss doing the Bible study, because I would do my Bible study while I was streaming at night, but now I don't have that. So, I'm not gonna be doing that anymore. So it's okay. We're just gonna do it in the morning, and I won't have time because I'll have work and stuff. So I'll find other time to do my Bible study, like maybe in the evening, but without distractions. So that being said, let's go to our verse of the day one last time on stream, of course. So it says, 2 Corinthians 4 verse 16, so we do not lose heart through our outer self, though our outer self is wasting away, our inner self is being renewed day by day. What is the totality of this verse? Let's go up. Okay, so this is treasures in jars of clay. Okay, so let's start at verse 7. Okay, but we have this treasure in jars of clay to show that the surpassing power belongs to God and not to us. We are afflicted in every way, but not crushed, perplexed, but not driven to despair, persecuted, but not forsaken, struck down, but not destroyed, always carrying in the body the death of Jesus, so that the life of Jesus may also be manifested in our bodies. For we who live are always being given over to death for Jesus' sake, so that the life of Jesus may be manifested in our mortal flesh. So death is at work in us, but life in you. This is Paul, and sometimes I feel like, never mind, continue reading. Since we have the same spirit of faith according to what has been written, I believed and so I spoke. We also believe and so we also speak, knowing that he who raised the Lord Jesus will raise us also with Jesus and bring us with you into his presence. For it is all for your sake, so that the grace extends to more and more people. It may increase thanksgiving to the glory of God. So we do not lose heart, though our outer self is wasting away, our inner self is being renewed day by day. For this light, momentary affliction is preparing us for an eternal weight of glory beyond all comparison, as we look not to the things that are seen. Oh, I know this one. As we look not to the things that are seen, but to the things that are unseen. For the things that are seen are transient, but the things that are unseen are eternal. Everything that you see on this earth is gonna come to naught. I mean, it's gonna pass away. Everything, literally everything, like everything that I'm looking at, everything that I'm holding. And that's why give so much weight to stuff? You know, people like to worry about, somebody scratched my car, or they're like, oh, somebody lost something, or they broke something, and you, I guess we look at our stuff and we want to hold tight to it, like, oh, make sure your stuff's whatever, fill in the blank. If somebody misplaces something, you get upset. Or if somebody, I don't know, doesn't deliver a package on time, you get upset. Or maybe your order was wrong at McDonald's and you get mad. But at the end of the day, why are you getting mad? All of this stuff is going to go away at some point or another. It's all gonna be gone, and you will have complained for nothing, because the thing that you're complaining about is literally nothing. So it's a good reminder, the perspective. Look to the things that are unseen, the things of God. And I think also Paul is just talking about how because they're starting new churches and stuff, and so it sounded like he was talking about persecution, and basically they sound tired, because that verse where it's like, though our outer self is wasting away, like that's a pretty serious one. Like, I'm over here literally wasting away, and then it's like, yeah, even though your outer self is wasting away, yeah, but your inner self is being renewed day by day. And I need some of that renewal, because I get so tired at the end of the week, at the end of the day, really. And that's why I like to read God's word, to get that renewing again, and make my heart more aligned with where it's supposed to be. Because you start focusing on all these little things and this and that, and it's like, oh, wait a second, what really, I need to be reminded what really matters sometimes. And yes, this whole channel is about trading and all of that. And it's like, oh, you're chasing money. I'm not chasing the money. I want the freedom. I just want the freedom, because there's more to life than just endlessly grinding. Yeah, there's more to life than just endlessly grinding. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to walk in my full purpose, and I don't want to be a slave to somebody else and their schedule and what they tell me I can and can't do. Like, oh, you can't work on this day, it's a holiday. Although I do like my holidays, but I don't know. In the Bible it says you can't serve two masters. You can't serve God and the version I read as a youngin', it said you can't serve God and mammon, but I believe the translation to that is money. You can't serve God and money. I'm gonna look that up. Real quick. Let's see what verse that was. This is why whenever I have an iPhone, I have the Google search engine, but if I search for something with like the icon, it doesn't let me. Like if I type something too long, it's like, that's too long, we're not going to search that. Like, I don't know why. I never had that problem on an Android, but it's like, I think iPhone is mad because I'm not using their stupid Safari search engine, and so they're like, we're gonna make it so that your life is miserable with the Google search engine. Okay. Yes, no one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. It's Matthew 6:24, and it's true. You can't serve God while serving money. And I don't see it as serving money. Like, oh, but think about it. When you work, what are you working for? Like, literally, what are you working for? A paycheck. What's that? Money. You're literally working for money. You're literally trading time out of your life for money, right? Like, effectively, you've sold. When you have an employer, you're like, my employer pays me, I got them right where I want them. No, they have you, because effectively, you think you're getting hired. You think, oh, you're auditioning for this role, and when you get the role, oh, you should be proud and happy and whatever. But okay, sure, be happy for yourself. You got the job. But the reality, and let's just name the reality. The reality is, you got the job. Oh, that's great. You got the job, but here's one little thing. You had to sell something to get it. You had to sell your time. You had to sell your energy. And I heard something, and it was funny. And it said, what did it say? It basically, I don't know. I read it somewhere, and it made so much sense. It was like, you work 40 hours a week, sometimes more, to be able to afford a house that you don't hardly spend time in. And when you are in your house, what are you doing? You're sleeping because you're exhausted from work. It's like, you work so much thinking that working and having money is going to give you freedom, but that's the thing. Money doesn't give you freedom, because in exchange for that money, you gave away your freedom. And I sound all preachy, blah, 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 but it's true. You literally gave away your freedom for money. Money doesn't buy freedom. Okay? It doesn't. And so when the Bible says, like, you can't serve God and money, I don't take that just literally. I take that to exactly what it means to serve money, or to work for money. You're working for money. I'm working for money, for that paycheck. And it's really hard to, and you can serve God at your job, you can witness and do those things, but you can't choose one over the other, right? When you have to choose, choose God or choose being able to have money to put pay your bills and all of that, sometimes we end up doing what? We choose the money because we see that as, oh, cool, that's our means to pay the bills. Actually, no. God is what pays your bills, because it's God that's allowing you to have this job. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying jobs are evil and bad. I'm just saying I want freedom, and I guess I got caught into that trap that everybody believes, right? Everybody. You get out of high school, you get out of college, you get a job, and you work and you work and you work, and you work your way up so that you can make more money, so that you can have nicer things, but you can't even enjoy those things because you're too busy working, because now you have all of this responsibility so that you can afford these things that you can't even enjoy. And then you keep doing that for decades until you retire, and then you can go out and do stuff, but then you're on a fixed income or fixed retirement income. Also, your body's hurting and you have medical bills from, I don't know, medical problems that happen when you get old, and then you die. So, I don't know. The whole thing sounds like a scam to me. And yeah, I don't like seeing a scam and letting it continue to scam me. So, Zazio just ran in here and jumped in his bed. So, he's relaxed, but I kind of want to take him out. But anyways, that's all. So, again, I will be back Monday morning, not Sunday. I do like my nightly streams because I like rambling, but also I gotta go.